Do you struggle with anger? My name is Chevonne and I'm a clinical psychologist at Meaningful Mind Psychologist. Anger is a really broad topic, so today I'm just going to be giving you some pointers about understanding anger and how you can cope. So firstly, obviously anger is an emotion. But what does that mean? That means that it comes from our limbic system. And what often happens is that when anger takes over, our thinking stops. So it seems like something overwhelms us and we can no longer act like a rational person. This is really important because our brain has these two sides, and when thinking stops and emotions take over, we feel out of control. Anger is a secondary emotion. That means that obviously often we're feeling anger, but what's actually happening is that we're feeling other sorts of emotions. Things like hopelessness, helplessness, sadness, frustration, irritation. And what's actually coming out is anger. For a lot of people, anger is just an easier emotion to show. So it comes out when actually something else is going on with us. Anger is incredibly important. It's a warning sign, it's a caution for our bodies to let us know that we're unhappy and that something is going wrong around us, that maybe the situation that we're in isn't good for us. But the problem is that many people don't listen to their anger. They hold it in. They think that anger is something bad that shouldn't be shown. And what happens is it kind of builds and builds until one day something triggers it off and it explodes. So it's important for us to understand that our anger is a necessity and learn how we listen to it. So what are the triggers of anger? Well, the problem with anger is that it actually has a domino effect. So what that means is that the start of it is probably not where it's going to come out. Maybe you're having problems at work with the boss or a colleague. And over weeks or days, things just start to build, and the frustration that you're feeling gets worse and worse. And then you go home and something very small happens and you explode. Or maybe you're stuck in traffic and then you're exploding again at some driver who overtook you. The problem that you're having is not actually the road rage or something at home. The problem is the frustration or helplessness that you're feeling at work. It's incredibly important for us to understand where the anger comes from so that we can deal with it. We cannot problem solve anger problems unless we realize where the trigger points are. You also need to learn how to understand your body. So when we're getting angry, you might start to feel different things. Your heart racing, your breathing increasing. Being able to understand your physical reactions to anger, you're also going to be able to prevent it, to understand when it's coming to a point that your thinking is about to stop. So we need to understand our reactions. Often we might be feeling physical stress, build up in tensions, and we're releasing it as anger. So how do we cope with anger? Well, firstly, like we've said, we have to understand the source of it. What is really going on? What is really happening in your life that could be resulting in this built up frustration that's coming out as anger? Then we need to problem solve that specific problem. We also have to learn how to be in the moment. When anger is taking over and you feel like you're about to lose control, we need to rethink and go back into our bodies. Use our senses. Where are you standing? What are you feeling? What are you smelling? By being able to get back into our bodies, the thought processes can kick in again, and that way the emotion doesn't take over. We also need to avoid the trigger situations. If you know that you're feeling frustrated from work, you need to do something in order to release before you get to a point where you're going to explode. Some people find that coming home, they need 20 minutes just to cool down once they get home, to kind of have a cleansing process so that they don't have all that anger from the day inside of them. Other people find gym a release, walking a release. You need to find what it is that helps to get out this pent-up frustration. Everybody has a way of dealing with it. Some people deal with it incorrectly though, by drinking or withdrawing. So if you're finding that the way you're coping with your anger is actually worsening the situation, then you need to speak to someone about it. If you find that your anger is actually spiraling out of control and you can no longer deal with it, you need to find professional help. By going to see someone, they can help you understand where it's actually coming from and what methods you can use to cope. So as I said, anger is a very broad topic. If you want to know something specific about anger, please let me know or send me a comment. Otherwise, you can follow us on Facebook or go to our website at meaningfulminds.co.za. Thank you.